So I'd like to start by asking you, the audience, a few questions. Please raise your hand if you regularly volunteer at a school or nonprofit. If you're active in your block club or another neighborhood group. If you have started your own business. Or if you have applied for a small grant for a neighborhood project or event. Now behind me is a quote from a card that I used to send out to people who bought houses in the city when I worked at Progressive Urban Real Estate. It says, "The key to truly rebuilding our central city on a vital and sustainable foundation is people." Those of you who raised your hands, prove this. And those of you who didn't raise your hands will need to see me after class. Sure, new construction is important. Monetary investment is important. Big, shiny projects and well-funded initiatives are important. Behind me is a quote from a card that I used to send out to people who bought houses in the city when I worked at Progressive Urban Real Estate. It says, "The key to truly rebuilding our central city on a vital and sustainable foundation is people." Those of you who raised your hands, prove this. And those of you who didn't raise your hands will need to see me after class. Sure, new construction is important. Monetary investment is important. Big, shiny products and well-funded initiatives are important. But the force that is moving Cleveland and other cities like it forward has to do solely with the people that are driving change. People make cities, neighborhoods, communities, and people make them strong.
This is Betsy Gates. She and her husband started Simply Betsy, a local company providing handmade, natural skincare products. And they opened shop, actually just a few blocks from here, at East 111th and Ashford. This is my friend Jack. He's really cool. He started an organization called Saving Cities. He's a Cleveland boomerang, and Saving Cities' goal is to use media as a tool to enhance and advance the practices of community development throughout the Rust Belt region. These two guys are awesome. I met them during my time at Neighborhood Leadership Institute. This is Mike Jones and James Walker. These two work tirelessly on issues of re-entry in Northeast Ohio. They organize career fairs for ex-offenders, and they work with employers to help them realize the importance of providing employment for this segment of our population. These people realize that we are all part of a whole. We're all part of the system. They're each doing their part to make positive change happen in our city and in our neighborhoods. There are many people like Betsy, Jack, Mike, and James, and I encourage all of you to look for them. They aren't waiting for the perfect time. They certainly aren't waiting for permission, and they're most definitely not waiting for credit. Because it's not about taking credit. Peter Block says, "The essential challenge is to transform the isolation and self-interest within our communities into connectedness and caring for the whole." The role of the citizen is to realize that we are all connected. Not just to the people in this room. Yeah, a lot of you guys. Oh, yeah. Not just to the people in this room, but to the people down the street. The people in the neighborhoods that continue to struggle despite positive developments just a few blocks away. It's important for you to look outside of your traditional networks and social groups to find the energy to create change that is real and inclusive. To engage in your community is to realize that you are part of something greater than yourself. Jane Jacobs said that cities have the capability of providing something for everybody only because and only when they are created by everybody. Luckily, here we have a few tools that can help us as we move forward to including more people in enhancing the quality of life in our communities. One of my favorite tools is the Civic Commons. I think Dan's out there. Hi, Dan. For you, I know that's not really wrong with that. The Civic Commons gives users the opportunity to start conversations online about issues, to learn different points of view, and to recruit support for grassroots projects. Another one of my favorites, Neighborhood Connections. This program extends small grants to citizen-led projects, activities, and events that encourage regular, everyday people to become citizen leaders. So these are just two ways that we're opening doors and empowering people right here in Cleveland. So now I know you all have fancy gadgets. I'm borrowing this thing, it's kind of weird to hold it. I normally use note cards. Take out your phones, you have them, you have a little map function on them. And if you could enter this address and save it as one of your places, or you can email me and I'll give it back. I'll give it to you. So it's 13916 Mayfair Road. It's only a little bit down the street. The zip is 44112. When you leave here today, or when you're back in the area, I encourage you to drive by, or better yet, get out of your car and take a look at what some regular people have done to change their corner of the world. Now, this address is sort of the thing that I want you to look at is across the street. And while it's a very small effort by a few people, I think that with help of some of the folks in this room, it could be something really powerful and really great. So please do take a ride over there. Now, I only have a short time here on stage. The thing is blinking. I think they're going to come to me to take me pretty soon. But while I'm still up here, I want to give you a few seconds to think about the following questions. What can you do to empower people or yourself to change this city for the better of everyone? Now, what is getting in the way of you and the change that you want to make? And most importantly, how far are you willing to go to step outside of your comfort zone to create new and meaningful connections, to use your talent and your privilege to help others or to further a cause? Think about it. I'll have a couple of seconds. With that, I'd like to leave you with this quote. Don't wait for something big to occur. Start where you are with what you have, and that will always lead you to something greater.